the creator of heaven and of earth. We come before you right now. Somebody called you a burden bearer. Somebody called you a heavy load carrier. Somebody called you wheel in the middle of a wheel. But I'd like to call you the creator of all things right now. When you put a leaf on a limb, and a limb on a branch, and a branch on a tree, and the tree on some roots, and the roots in the dirt, and the dirt in a hole, and the hole in the ground, and the green grass grew all around. The green grass grew all around you. Now I want to thank you for chicken. Thank God for chicken. Didn't have to do it, but he did. Gave me 2 legs, 2 thighs, 2 breakfasts, 2 wings, hot sauce on it. And I can hear that chicken tonight, Lord. As the altar up a sacrifice of praise. I believe I can fly. Father God, Lord Jesus, the creator of heaven and of earth, we come.
What is going on, everybody? Thank you and welcome to the St. James Show. I am your host, St. James, bringing you my thoughts and opinions on the gospel according to St. James. Appreciate everyone who is joining us tonight. We have a very special show for you. What's up in the rain? People in the house and the green grows. Yes, it does. The green grass grows all around and around. Dr. Hope, Desiree, a Virgo babe. Thank you for joining us, Curtis. Miss Jacquel. Is that Miss Jacquel? Where is that? Jacquel. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Tonight's going to be a special night. A good friend of mine is coming on just to chit-chat a little bit. Want to tell everybody about him and what he's doing and what he's been, doing in this great thing, what we call a music industry. We appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, what's up, Volvo? To love, always supporting. Appreciate you, everyone. Please hit like and share. Hit like and share. That's the least you can do, right? Right. All right. So without any further ado, we're going to get kind of into it today. This is when we met Mr. Jacob LUSK. Jacob LUSK, this is how we met him through American Idol. That's who he was about, I would say, 10, 11 years ago, possibly something like that. But now he is like redone himself, and he is just this powerhouse. Of course, he's always been a powerhouse singer, but now he's even more of a powerhouse singer. I don't want to keep him too long because he is out of the country. Thank you so much, Dr. Hope. Appreciate it. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring him on in a minute. But before I bring him on, I would like let's get into some of his music. All right. So before I bring him on here, let's get into it. Uh-oh, I don't want to do that. Trust me, y'all, I be barely knowing what I'm doing. So chill. All right.
Last few years that I have seen, walking down around me, silent fears, telephone trains, God comes that keeps surrounding, God comes that keeps surrounding, even in the valley, the rod and shot they comfort me. It's rushing through my veins, moving faster than a hurricane, moving faster than a hurricane. We lost it in the fire, love and hate at a different time. We lost it in the fire, what I did to make you mine. what I did to make you mine. Rapture comes the angel stand. Hallelujah. The signs of integrity. See the judge, but that's the jury. While the screams is for shining day. While the screams is for shining day. Even in the valley, drove the child into the misery. Diamond tears had the casualty. Grace and mercy, do you follow me? Grace and mercy, can you hear me? We lost it in the fire. Love and hate at a different time. We lost it in the fire. What I did to make you mine. What I did. Come on, hands up, let's go. What I did to make you mine. We lost it in the fire. Love and hate at a different time. We lost it in the fire. What I did to make you mine. What I did to make you mine.
That is the incomparable Mr. Jacob Lusk. Let's bring him on. What is up?
Hello.
Welcome to the St. James Show, Jacob.
How are you?
I am good. How are you tonight?
I am good. I'm good.
Where are you tonight?
I'm in London. I have background singers and our keyboard player. They're friends as well, but they're in the other part of the room.
Okay.
Watching Sarah Jakes take her wig off.
Well, I kind of want. I would get into that really quick in a few minutes. That was a whole entire mess.
I wanted to see it. We ain't seen it. I had no church today either. So
you haven't seen it? Have you seen it yet?
No, I just saw her running around with the bald cap or whatever that's called.
Yeah. Well, hold on. We'll get into you in a minute.
Do you think the woman with the issue of blood cared about what she looked like? The woman, all right, I'm about to take it off. It ain't never.
Since you brought it up. Your thoughts?
I have nothing to say. I love Sarah Jakes. I love TD Jakes. Those are my people. She's been bringing a powerful word.
She's good. I like Sarah Jakes.
And that's it. I can't.
Who is Jacob Lusk? Where did this Jacob Lusk come from?
The person I am now, time, life, trials, tribulations. Life has a funny way of doing things to you, making you a little different than what you thought you would be.
You're from Los Angeles?
I grew up in Compton.
Okay.
And I live in LA technically now. LA is home. LA, shout out to LA. I I didn't always feel like I had like a family or like a support system outside of my mother, you know what I mean, and my grandmother. But like LA, we actually look out for each other. We I think we don't give ourselves enough credit. Shout out to Thais. I think I saw.
Yeah, the Thai squad is in the building tonight. Hey, Thais.
Like there is a support in LA. I did theater in LA, and I do have a really big support system in LA. So shout out to LA. Yeah.
So you were originally a church boy living in Compton, right?
Church boy, no radio, saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, saints meeting on Friday.
Pentecostal.
Yes.
So happy Pentecost Sunday to you.
Pentecost Sunday was every Sunday, I feel like, when I was younger. Like,
I know, but you know, today is the official Pentecost Sunday. We're supposed to be in our white, but you know.
I don't feel like they made a big deal out of Pentecost Sunday when I was younger in my church.
Oh, they did.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. They did in my church.
I could be wrong.
I think they did. I think it's slipping your memory, but because you grew up in PAW, right?
Apostolic Pentecostal Assembly
so
of the world.
We definitely acknowledged Pentecost Sunday.
I just don't remember. But my church was peculiar, though. We didn't do communion every first Sunday.
Oh, okay.
We were peculiar.
Okay, gotcha. So growing up, you were in church singing, I presume.
I actually wasn't very good as a child, believe it or not. I was not.
What?
I was not.
You wasn't good as a child singing.
I sang in the choir, but that was about it. I wasn't leading those songs very often. I was begging for them, too. My grandmother was like, stop begging.
You don't have it. Just stop it.
Well, actually, she didn't tell me that. She said your gift will make room for you.
Oh, well, that's good. Good.
And I guess I stopped embarrassing myself and stopped asking. And honestly, I didn't have anyone to mentor me. And I had a lot of tools, but didn't really know what to do with them.
And sometimes people can see the talent and the gift early and will try to stifle it early.
I don't know if nobody was trying to stop. I'll be honest, I don't think anyone was, at least at my church, I'll talk about my experience. I don't think anyone was trying to stifle it. I just don't think there was a system in place to water it. When I was very young. As I got older, I did start leading worship and working with Nissan and stuff as I got older. But as a child, and they would give me the platform to sing, I just wasn't no good.
And you see that Nissan Stewart in Los Angeles, he's a pastor now, but he's such a great musician. He played drums for a lot of people. He's great.
And he can sing a little bit. Like he's a great guy. So as I got older, he did help me out. And like now when you get excited, don't you, you get to singing all high. You got to relax. You got to chill out. You got to calm down, which is true. I still do it now. I get really excited. I try to find the highest note I can hit, and I'm hopping on it.
But you know what? It's so fitting now, especially with the group that we're going to get into in a little bit. It's fitting. It's what you need. It's what you need to really captivate that audience because you do it all the time.
It's finding my voice, finding the sound, and finding kind of where I fit. And I think I finally found that. I think in times past, I had to not compromise, but maybe compromise parts of myself for I felt like I was compromising myself, and I didn't even realize it to access certain audiences, certain things, and now I'm not compromising any parts of myself.
It's all Jacob Lusk, 100%. Full throttle.
All of it. The church part, the other parts, it's all of the parts. And at other times it was hiding the church part or hiding this part or hiding that part. And this is not that. Yeah.
Now it's this is me, you're gonna deal with me, or I don't have to deal with you.
Yeah. And it's not even you don't have to deal with me. It's actually you are gonna this is it.
In other words, you don't have to deal with them if they don't want to deal with you. Right. Yeah. So you did the church thing, you grew up. You sing great, and then this show pops up on TV called American Idol.
Yeah.
What started your American Idol kind of trek?
I've been a really big dreamer all of my life. I actually auditioned for the show 4 times.
Really?
Twice the year that I made it, and I think when I did it, I think I was supposed to be on it. Sometimes I wish I was on another year. I feel like I would have won. But all things happen when they're supposed to happen and how they're supposed to happen. But it was a great experience for me. I always wanted to do it and got on there, and it was like, oh dang, I'm really here. So
and what were you the top five?
Top five, yeah.
Top five. That's what I thought. Yeah, top five. You definitely. I remember watching you. Then I was like, no, he should be the winner. Who won that year?
Scotty McCreery won that year.
Okay, see, we don't even know who he is.
Well, now he did well, and then he had a lull. Then he had a #1 record, I think, last year in country music. It's a peculiar situation being on the show, and I don't really talk about the show a lot because people take what I say, they take little sound bites and they run with them and make it sound like I'm.
No, nobody does that at the St. James Show. They won't do it.
It's different because you're made to feel like you have to be all things to all people.
Yeah.
But the people who win are the people who are genuinely themselves. So Scotty McCreery, he did him every week, didn't change.
Okay.
Every week I was trying to pull something else out the hat and show how versatile I was. And I should have been my big black self, and I would have made it a lot further.
Yeah, yeah.
But
being on American Idol and taking that into your music career, your professional music career, what would you say, or who would you say you got your best advice from?
I got a lot of advice that I didn't listen to. One of them was from, I think his name is Dorian. I can't remember Dorian's last name. He was a vocal coach. He wasn't on the vocal coach at my season. He was a background singer for Jay Leno. And he was like, do not spend your money. Save your money. I did not listen. I spent all of my money. Like,
what did you spend your money on? What was your?
Well, see, here's the thing. So you become like a quote unquote celebrity overnight. So I'm walking on red carpets with J-Lo and this one and that one, and I was doing really good. And then one day my stylist made me buy a Hugo Boss blazer, and that was it. I had a stylist on staff. A barber was coming to my house cutting my hair. I moved to Baldwin Hills. I was spending.
Wow.
Hooked up with somebody I didn't have no business hooking up with. That's a whole other story. Spent all my money.
They spent your money, or you spent your money on them?
I spent all of my money. My choice for sure.
Wow.
And it got really bad at one point. I think I haven't talked about this. I was on unemployment. I might even have to get me a little food stamp help. Got glory and praise. It got pretty low.
Wow.
Yeah.
So from American Idol to food stamps and
we ain't gonna say food stamps. I didn't get that.
Food stamp level. Level.
I might have bought some stamps from somebody. Forgive me.
You may have got a quick 200 for a quick 100. You know.
But it was pretty. It was, and I know some other people who are in similar situations. I ended up getting a job, and because that's the one thing I was like, I'm gonna get me. And I have a few different jobs in that process, but it got pretty low for me.
And it brings me to the young lady who is back singing on the subway, who won American Idol online, J Sam or something like that.
Yeah. Well, they sell you this dream, and someone actually told me this. It was maybe 2 weeks before I got voted off. I kind of felt like it was coming. And I was like, I don't want to go home because, and he's like, if you decide to never work again financially, you're going to be just fine.
Right.
And that's not true. And they put you in these, and you get accustomed to a certain way of living. That's the other thing.
Right.
When I was on the show, I did the tour, so I was with American.
Yeah, because I was going to say, when they were doing the whole tour, and when you were on the tour with them, right?
Yeah. So I was with American Idol production for 18 months, probably straight. I had the same security. I had a day-to-day manager. I always had a team around me. Always had a stylist. So when you leave, and you're still going to certain events or still doing things, this has just become your normal way of life. You're not realizing, oh, I'm actually paying for this now. It doesn't really compute. And there were a lot of people who I had made more money and got the deals right after and were doing quote unquote better than I. And I didn't know until recently that they went through some of the same troubles I did. They just had parents that had a little money, or they had a little
cushion. Yeah.
they hit theirs a little better. But I think the thing is people have to keep singing and keep working. And if you haven't, it's very easy to slip back into old habits.
Right.
So now, luckily for me, my habit is I've always loved to sing, and I'll sing anywhere anybody lets me. I did a background gig for somebody 2 months ago, singing doing chamber music with a classical group.
Wow.
I'm not gonna stop singing. So luckily for me, that was my bad habit. But for some other people, their bad habit is not that. Their bad habit is slip into a relationship they shouldn't to, or singing in the subway, or
Yeah, when I heard about that, I'm like, I don't think we ever got the real story yet about how she ended up back singing in the subway. But I mean, anything can trigger that when you're not prepared, and that's even financially. You get a whole bunch of money, but you don't have any financial literacy.
Yeah, and the kids are not they're not getting the opportunity that I got.
Right.
So I was talking to J-Lo every other day. And even though I made mistakes, clearly, right?
Right.
They're not getting the same opportunities that we got. It's on a different network. It's a completely different thing than it was when I was on it.
Right. Hey, what's up, everybody? We are talking to Jacob Lusk. If you would please click the like button and the share button, and I would appreciate that. Now, what is love? Before we get into what is your definition of love, Mr. Jacob Lusk?
Oh, no one's ever asked me what my definition of love. Love is being kind when you don't feel like being kind, and making a commitment to another person, whatever that commitment is, even if that commitment is to yourself. I think love is a certain level of commitment that I'm going to rock with you. And that doesn't mean, not monogamy or whatever. That's not in that way. Maybe that's a commitment you do decide to make, but it's a commitment. I feel like when I say I love you, that comes with something. If I tell you I love you, then I'm committing to care for you. I'm committing to rock with you. I'm committing to make sure you're all right, to be kind to you, to give you grace. I think it's
that's important. Grace.
Yeah, I haven't always given much grace.
But I'm sure you expect it.
Absolutely expect. But I'm not gonna do the stupid stuff some people do.
I see. Well, I met you, I think about 10 years ago now. You came and did a program for me. I did an award show here, and you were so kind. I had to go through your people and do all that.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But you were very, very gracious, and appreciate the friendship throughout the years. Now, I want to talk about what's going on now. Who are these folks?
Oh,
the Gabriels. Woo!
Well, I don't know, where are you finding these pictures? Oh,
I find them. They everywhere. I find them now. The Gabriels.
Yes. Ari Belouzian, Ryan Hope. Ari Belouzian is an Armenian American guy. Ryan is British, so he's from, or English. They like to say.
Okay.
He's from Sunderland, which is like kind of the hood or whatever of the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And we met, again, I'm a sing. So my aunt asked me to take the church choir on a choir audition because I had just done some national commercials for Honda and some other stuff. And at first I told her no. Like, do you know who I am? Like, I'm not about to do that. What are you talking about? And I ended up taking the choir. They booked the choir, and it was like the regular church choir. So hairdressers, everybody ain't really that great.
Right. You get what you get in the church choir.
Yeah, it was really the church choir. The pastor and the first lady hopped in.
One of those. Really, okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was really.
Been there.
And they were just excited. We're going to be on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And they booked the choir. Then they went to a studio session, and I didn't go because we weren't getting paid extra. It's like, I'm not going to be able to do it. And the session didn't go quite well. And they were like, well, where's the guy who was leading you? He said he ain't coming. So if you want to see him, he leading worship on Sunday. But other than that, he don't hang out. He don't do nothing. He ain't coming. And they came to Crenshaw and Stalker.
Wow.
Came to the church and set up a remote studio. They called it Uber, I found out. And they set up a remote studio in the choir room. And once I got out of church, they were like, hey, so we need you to record the choir. And I was like, oh, no, my choir is done for the day. They've been singing all day. They're not doing anything else. They're going to go home. I said, but I'll sing all these parts for you. You got 20 minutes. And I did like a 6-part harmony and did maybe 3 stacks for each one.
Oh, wow.
And I did it real fast. All right. You need anything else? All right. Bye.
And this was for Ryan and Ari.
This was Ryan and Ari. They were like, who is this guy? They were like, you probably work with Beyonce. I said, I have not. But I sing, and I'm fine. I didn't tell him anything about what I had done or anything like that. A few weeks later, Ryan invited me out to his house in Palm Springs. Mm-hmm. Now, he's kind of a burly white man, all tattooed up. You want me to come spend a week at your house in Palm Springs?
Right.
I know what they do to black boys in Palm Springs. Right. I'm not coming.
Oh, but they love black boys in Palm Springs. Yeah.
Oh, no. They gonna get me. And we have a pool and and all the drinks you want. I'm sober. I don't drink. I don't smoke or anything like that.
Right.
And the Holy Ghost said go. And I went and we just...
Come on, Holy Ghost, activate.
We did music for a few years. I ended up getting a job for a running sunglasses brand called Gooder. Mm-hmm. And that job changed my life. It was mostly white people, really all white people. I was the only black person for the company at one point. And their company started to change. Ended up getting a raise. I think when I left, I was making maybe $80K a year, which to some people isn't a lot of money. But for me, I was able to get a Benz and move into a decent apartment. And
wow,
it was life-changing for me. And it took the desperation out of me.
Right.
A lot of us are so desperate for stuff that we will do anything for it.
Right.
And you end up not being able to really do what you were called to do because you're so desperate trying to chase whatever you're chasing that you never get to just relax and be who you are. So working for Gooder and making the money I was making allowed me to kind of relax and lean into this music design. So we did a song for a product commercial and they were like, well, what song is that? We were like, well, let's finish the song. So we finished the song and they started playing it on the radio in Paris, ironically.
Wow. And
that was how we got started. And then Elton John found it. We put out more music and it just kind of...
Yeah, tell me about the Elton John really loves the Gabriels. He loves you guys.
I have, I'm going to be real churchy, but the favor of God is really something else. Favor is a real thing, but I also think it's not even favor. I think the Bible talks about those who sow in tears, they'll reap in joy. And I think for a long time, I felt really looked over. Mm-hmm, and I felt like I had been working and nobody saw me and nobody was paying attention and nobody cared. And it was like, you just keep working, little boy. And I think because I kept going, it was more of like I'm more reaping for all of the things that I've sown. Yeah. Anyway, he found us and he is obsessed with us. He called me maybe a month ago. I was at home in LA and it was like 8:30 in the morning. I was like, who is calling me this early in the morning? It was a UK number. Someone said, well, just answer it. And it was like, hey, boy, how you doing? And I was like, I'm so glad I answered the call. I think
Sir Elton,
it was Elton, yeah. And I think he used to play with James Cleveland.
Elton John did?
Elton John told me he used to work with James Cleveland.
Now that is a St. James Show exclusive.
I was like, what you know about James Cleveland?
Really?
Patty, Aretha, he talked about them like they were his friends. So he has a sincere appreciation for Black music and gospel music especially. And so I think something about me maybe reminds him of those people.
Those elements,
as Black musicians and singers, I felt like for a long time I was told not to holler, not to scream, not to, I was real subdued. And not the eyes, Thais.
Thais always trying it.
And And so I think for the first time I found a way to, I think that's why Tina Turner, may she, God rest her soul, I think that's why she was so powerful, because she sang with that energy.
Yeah, even as a kid, they tried to restrict her, and she just had so much power. Yeah.
And so, and I think, but he's been extremely kind. We're doing some stuff together, and he's been just absolutely kind.
Yeah, I read so many articles, and Elton just really, just praises you, but the group, of course. And you work with like Harry Styles, and what was it working with Harry Styles?
He's a little sweetheart. I get why they like the little white boy. He's so sweet, cute little white boy. I said, okay, I might have to,
He has a whole unique style. He is stylish for the Harry Styles. Yeah.
No, he's a sweetheart. I think he is an example of where the world is going. These young people, that stuff that our parents were hung up on and all that, these young people do not care.
Yeah. Because let me
They're
tell you, I mean, he will put on, and I've seen some of the, I've seen women just were like, oh, I love when because he dresses a little feminine. Yeah, he'll put on a scarf and a this, but they embrace him even more. It makes them wet even more. I don't know why, but they love him.
I think because it's genuine and it's kind, and I think, I think somewhere in the world, the bad boy became the thing, but y'all don't really want bad boys. Y'all just act like y'all do.
Right.
Y'all don't. I don't believe y'all do. I think y'all just act like y'all do. Y'all like it.
They want the excitement of it, but they really don't want what comes with it. Yeah.
They want that solid thing. But anyway,
Harry ain't got nothing on you. I mean, listen.
Oh, I hate this picture. Where did you
listen? Nothing on you. Tell us about this here. What's going on here?
That's me watching too many episodes of America's Next Top Model. Is what that
is. Hey, that is style. That's style. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's me. That's me. A stylist I'm working with here. Her name is Grace Noel. Mm-hmm. She made the puff sleeves and the extended cummerbund because I wear tuxedos. That's like my vibe. It's just like, I want to do this thing for you. And I wore it for another shoot, and I didn't really like it, so I took it to this one. It was for another magazine. I can't think of the name of the magazine, but yeah.
Okay. Desiree said, days of wanting a roughneck is over. You don't want a roughneck, Desiree? You want a more sensual guy.
Well, what they want a nice guy who can be a roughneck at the right moment.
At the right time.
But you got to get you a good guy, because a good guy can always be a roughneck for a minute. I'm from Compton. I got a little roughneck in me. You know what I'm saying? But
okay, all right.
You have to. That's what they really want.
Well, you're in London, and we're going to. I know. I was just in London about a month ago. Where's the food at? The good food, Jacob.
Food is terrible. Food is so terrible. I'm staying in West London, which is like Kensington, Notting Hill kind of area. There's a mall nearby. So I go to Soho House.
Okay.
That's pretty solid.
Saw that. What Soho House and what else?
Soho House. Harrods is pretty solid. Harrods has it's expensive, but they have 5 or 6 restaurants inside.
Yeah.
And then I get Mediterranean food. You can't mess up with that. So
there's a lot of Mediterranean food there.
So there's a large Muslim population here, and there are a lot of Middle Easterns folks. And they don't even call them like the Indians. They don't call them Indian. They call them Asian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't call them. They call them Asian. Their prime minister is Asian, but he looks Indian. I don't know what he is, but they have a lot of even so. I have a little sinus infection because I've been traveling for the last 3 weeks, and I went to see this little vocal doctor here.
Yeah, that was a question I had for you. How are you sustaining your voice? You sing hard, you sing great, but I know that's a lot of strain. How do you preserve your voice? How do you take care of it?
Go to bed and drink water.
Bed and water, huh?
And don't put no foreign objects in your mouth.
As in straws.
Nothing. I don't do dairy. I do dairy sometimes, but I don't really do dairy. I don't do a lot of soda. And lots of water and rest. I have a humidifier in my hotel room.
Okay, that's smart.
I have an air purifier. It's going right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You work
there
with
is good food in the West End.
You work. Oh, yeah. That's what. He was Manzir. I remember he was telling me some places to eat when I went to London. I can never pronounce your name. I do apologize. So Thais says, so he won't be able to find oxtails and short ribs.
Now you will be able to find oxtails. They have a lot of Jamaicans here as well.
That's what I'm saying. Someone told me about a Jamaican place, but it was closed on Sunday when I wanted to go.
Was it Uchi Uchi something? There is a specific Jamaican place here that everyone tells me about called.
Yeah,
Ruti Jamba, or I can't think of it. It's like Ochi Ruti or something.
Cupcakes. I don't think she's on here, but she told me that. Man, I'm gonna have to get that to you and ask you about it later.
Yeah. They do. They do have Jamaican places here.
So getting back to the Gabriels, but personally, you work with Diana Ross, a lot of different Gladys Knight. Where did all those relationships come from?
They came from me always being available to work. Not always being available, but people know that I'll come and sing. But also, when I show up, they know that I'm going to do a good job.
That's good.
That means, and I'm a late bird. That means being on time. That means when you come looking presentable. That means being able to snap. I sing all the parts.
Okay.
So when I go to the studio session, I can sing in the soprano section, I can sing the alto section, I can sing the tenor section, and when they ask you to do an ad lib, I don't get scared.
So you like Regina King and Ray? We can sing bass, we sing everything.
What you want to do? So it came from that, and also a lot of people, and I don't know if there's any singers or musicians on here. A lot of people get really grand, and if they don't know what the dollar amount is, or if they don't know what certain things is, they're not going to go. There were a lot of sessions I didn't know who I was going to sing for, and I didn't know what it was. And they ended up being really big sessions. Like Beck, I didn't know who it was. I didn't know what it was for. And I went and did one session with him, and I ended up performing with him maybe 5 or 6 times. I guess technically I could say I won a Grammy because I was on the album, I guess. But that don't count for me. But, it came from just saying yes. And so if you really want to sing, then, and get you a job. Ugh.
Yeah.
Get you a job.
Because I think that's what happens with a lot of artists or creatives. They have that passion, but then that passion deals with their ego. They won't go get a job. So they'll do any and everything, sleep with any and everybody to get that dime.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong. So I did my interview with Elton John and left and went to work.
Yeah.
I didn't quit my job until the label was like, so we've signed you and we've given you so dollars. You need to come over here immediately and you need to leave your job. Because I was just not. But it freed me. You need a car to get to the Hollywood Bowl at 6 o'clock. You need a car. If I'm at a session, I had to do a session in Malibu, like 2 hours away. I could Uber, but it takes the stress and strain off of you.
Right.
You're spending your last to get to the gig, you on the butt, it's just... Yeah. And you're doing it for the wrong reason. You should do it for the love of it. But anyway, I'm going to move on. I'm going to get off that.
But that is so important because, as people watch the replay and see this, artists will be seen, and it's real life. There's no magical beans. There's, it's hard work. It is commitment. It is integrity. And you can't sleep with everybody.
Well, then you can't sleep with everybody, and everybody's not going to be Beyonce either.
Yeah.
All of us are not going to have the #1 album this year or the next. So if you're and what ends up happening with a lot of people, because they're not successful at it, because they're not making a lot of money at it, they start to dislike it.
Right.
So now you don't like singing anymore, and now you don't enjoy it, and it's like, because anyway, take care of yourself. Get a job you'll feel better until you're really able to do it. And I know some singers who's, and I don't want to tell their business. It's folks that sing with the Kirk Carr singers, sing with Kirk Franklin, and they go on the road, and then they come back and they're teachers, and they work for the county, and they,
Right. Well, that's common. Yeah, I know a lot of them that do that, and I mean, because especially in gospel, there's not much money in gospel, especially now.
Yeah, even now. So I was working at a church in LA. The name of the church I won't say. We give God praise. The pastor went viral. They were paying me quite well. They were paying me extremely well, to be fair. And I wasn't working when I first went there. But having the job, it made it so easy for me.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, this is my, I'm not worried about it. It took the stress off me. I wasn't upset. It just, yeah.
Yeah, that is a blessing. I mean, the church has paid me for years, so I can't complain. I'm not doing it now, but they definitely had paid me for years. So
yeah, and I'll give God praise for the church I was working at, because they supported me. They bought tickets to my shows.
Yeah.
I don't want to shout out the church, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep it cool. But yeah.
It wasn't Thais Church, they over there having babies and stuff over there at City of Refuge. That's where Thais go, but we're not gonna go there.
I have no comment on that. I am not.
Do you know that Anita Baker follows you on Twitter?
Follows who?
You.
The Gabriels?
You personally.
How? I thought I deleted my Twitter.
It's on there somewhere. Anita Baker follows you.
Oh, wow. It came back.
I was going to ask you, did you have a relationship with Miss Anita? Miss Anita don't like many folk. She wouldn't let Babyface sing the other week. So she don't like many folk. I take that back. It's the Gabriels. She does like the Gabriels.
That's love. Well, I mean, that's my page too. I'm the only. I run the socials. I'm on the socials.
Okay.
Gabriels. Is you're messaging me?
Okay.
Yeah.
She loves you guys, huh?
I didn't know that. I love Anita Baker. I met her and I didn't know who she was.
Really?
Her and Shaka Khan came to the American Idol, one of the episodes, and I love Shaka because I love a good holler. And
sing it for me. What are we gonna sing, Stephanie?
I love there's a clip right now of her doing like the Black National Anthem or something with them.
Who? Anita, Shaka?
It was Shaka, Gladys, and somebody else. And people were saying
Shaka sing "Oh Happy Day" no more. But go ahead.
Shaka be killing. Y'all just didn't understand. But anyway, musically she be killing.
Yeah, she does.
Anita Baker was there, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Shaka!" She was like, "Do you know who this is next to me?" And I did not know because I didn't know what Anita Baker looked like. So I didn't even know it was her, to be honest. But she was really nice, and I think she supports Black people, which I like.
Yeah.
And I think we need a lot more of that. To my Black brothers and sisters, I'm sure there's black folks on here. Support your Black people.
Yes.
Because these white people, they support their people.
They sure do, without hesitation. You did the Gabriels. You guys did Coachella.
We did.
Tell me about that. How was that experience? How did they receive the Gabriels?
They actually received us quite well. I was really nervous. It's a young crowd. We haven't done very many American shows.
Well, Coachella should be kind of easy. They're younger, they're drunk, they're high.
Well, we performed. There was a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
We performed. They moved our time up, so we performed at 3 p.m.
Okay.
So I was quite nervous. And on Friday, we are doing Lollapalooza in Chicago. Please check us out.
You doing Lollapalooza?
In Chicago, yeah.
Yeah. When is that?
It's either the end of July or the beginning of August. I think it's the end of.
Don't give me a reason. I love me some Chicago. Give me a reason to go to Chicago.
Where are we? And we're doing a show in San Francisco as well.
Where is the show in San Francisco? Where?
It's Outside Lands. It's a festival.
What month is that going to be in?
That's right around the same time as Lollapalooza.
I'm gonna look that up. And I'm gonna go to San Francisco because I love to slip away to San Francisco anyway.
I can add you to the list.
Yeah, do that.
Outside lands. Let me see. I'm pulling up the calendar. Sorry. I will say I got to give God praise. Sometimes I complain a lot.
He said Lollapalooza is August 3rd through the 6th.
So we're probably. Where's the calendar at? Ugh. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. So Lollapalooza, we're doing it on. We're doing it on the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
And we are doing San Francisco on the 13th.
On August 13th. I'm going to write that down.
And then we leave and go to Japan.
You also did the Cannes Festival? What'd you do?
Oh, Cannes. We opened up the Cannes Film Festival.
Film Festival, yes. How was that experience?
It was kind of these calls. It's interesting because I was there. They had a private event after dinner, and for all the big celebs, and I was sitting at the table with somebody's kids, Michael Douglas's kids, like all the little famous kids.
Okay.
And it was a whole bunch of them. Michael Scorsese's daughter was at our table, and somebody was like, some random person at the party, somebody black, how you get here? How did you get here? And I was like, hello, I can't tell you.
How you get here? Wow.
I don't know. But yeah, it was beautiful. It's amazing the doors that will open for you.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of faith, a little bit of patience. I now understand, and I don't know why I'm so churchy today. Maybe because I didn't go to church today.
It's Sunday. It's Pentecost Sunday. You have the license to be churchy today.
I never quite understood God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask, imagine, or think.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and we rode on a private plane. It wasn't the nicest plane, but it was still private. And I've flown private before, but it wasn't something I was looking for. We didn't ask to fly private. We did a TV show the day before, and they Cannes Film Festival decided, well, we're just going to fly you private. It'll be easier.
Wow.
So it's just those little things. Even us opening the Cannes Film Festival, I never would have thought, like, I want to sing at the Grammys. I want to sing at Glastonbury. I want to sing, at Coachella, things I've done. Never would have thought, I want to open up the Cannes Film Festival. It was showed all over TV in France, and, the biggest actors and movie people in the world were there. It's just, it's been really great. And I've been able to do it as my black, churchy, little sugar in my tank sometimes self.
Sugar? Where did the sugar come from?
It's just.
Are you open about your sexuality? Or are you just kind of that secret? Is that private or what? What?
Oh, he tried it. It's all right.
That's just a question.
It's okay. The Lord has set me free. So it's interesting. I've never been one to ever talk about my sexuality, especially how I grew up. But being out on tour, I'm understanding more and more that young people need to see us. And they, especially doing Harry Styles, like he was waving rainbow flags around the thing.
Right.
And this young non-binary person came up to me and was just crying and was like, "Oh, I love you so much." And I was like, "Oh, my presence means something to these people." And there are a lot of young people who are struggling, even older people who still lying and still dipping and tripping, and I want to be the one to say that, and I have been, I'm just going to tell it. I did this interview, one of the first interviews I did in London a couple years ago. They were trying to figure out how we were growing so fast because our first show was a basement in London for maybe 50 people, 100 people, and
Listen, I didn't even know you were doing this whole the Gabriels thing, and all I saw you on. What was this? Hold on. Let me see something. Oh, hold, please. What were you on?
I think that was James Corden.
Corden, I think it was. All of I saw you on something. I said, what the hell is Jacob doing up there with them little white boys wearing this stage out? And I text you, are you like, what are you now?
And I'm almost glad it didn't happen for me before, because I didn't have the words to adequately express how I feel. We did a show. It was 100 people in the basement, and then within 8 or 9 months, we were doing Glastonbury, and they told us nobody was going to be there, and there were 10,000 people waiting for me.
Thousands of people there at
They
Glastonbury.
were waiting. Now that was at 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, and people don't show up at Glastonbury at that time because they're hungover from the day before. They were waiting, and he was like, "So, this Jesus thing, and we got these dancers, and I don't understand."
It's like some weird mix that you have that just works.
Well, so what he was really trying to say was, excuse my language, but how is your gay ASS out here talking about you love Jesus and you calling everybody man of God and woman of God? That don't make sense.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, God loves you no matter what.
Say that again. Somebody type that. Could someone type that in the chat? God loves you no matter what. Could we get some of that in the chat?
I'm about to hit you with the heat. Even if you don't love him, he loves you.
Right.
Even if you don't like him, even if you say, I don't believe in him, he still loves you. And that white man, he was doing all kind of crazy stuff. He was like, so how does it feel to be a background singer for people that you sing better than? And I was like, I don't sing better than nobody, bro. You might want to back that up. Diana Ross. But God loves you no matter what. And it wasn't something that I had the words to adequately express when I was younger. And now that I have this platform, I tell people, I don't think God gave me this opportunity to just have a whole lot of money and buy fancy shoes. Like, that's crazy.
Right.
I have to do more with this than just, and I want people to say more of me than when I died. Oh, he wore the most fancy clothes.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Right. That's all you got to say about me. And so I don't like talking about my sexuality or identifying as any kind of thing. I don't like that. But I am open enough to say that I like boys sometimes. And will I marry one? Probably. But more than that, I want people to know that God loves them and that he's always there for them. And that whoever taught you and told you that he wasn't, they weren't telling the truth. And so for me, it's important that even the background singers and everyone in my band, it's so important. I tell them when we go places, we have to let our light shine. We got to be nice to people. We got to, so that is.
There was a conversation earlier Ty was having concerning the Target issue with the Pride merchandise that so-called Christians, these are the people who love God so much and do God's will. They want all of it scrapped. They don't want anything that says that rainbows or anything queer identifiable, in the front for children to look at and to purchase. And they did it with, going in there and smashing displays down. And, like you said, you just don't know what people are going through as a queer or identifying LGBTQIA+ person. You don't know what's going on in their mind. So the aspect of just showing love is what we're missing.
Well, and this is maybe a little controversial for a lot of those parents, and family people, and you're actually pushing people further away, and you're pushing them deeper into things that they probably wouldn't even be into. Because I didn't grow up in this situation. I think, and I praise God, my mother or grandmother never made me feel like I was a weirdo. They never. Now my mama made little comments. She did.
No, they always make comments.
But nothing, nothing crazy. I never felt like my mother didn't love me. She never called me ugly. She used to talk about me switching and talk about how big my butt was, but nothing, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. But for some people, if you're not getting love at home and you go out in the streets and you're getting love from a man who's 10, 20 years older than you, it's very easy for them to slide into other things.
Right.
And that's even for not, for children who are not in the LGBT whatever
just
community.
People in general. Yeah.
People in general, it's easy for you to now slide into, if you're a woman, slide into an abusive relationship. I think that's why a lot of people are having a hard time, is because they've been looking for stuff in the wrong place and they wasn't getting it where they should have. But anyway,
right.
I'm going off topic. But
no, but you're good. You're good. I mean, this is what we're dealing with these days, especially in the last week or so. It's just what it is, and we just really wish that people would consider the mental state of people who are unsure about their sexuality and who are demonized for that. Just consider that they may need love, they may need direction, and they don't need you to preach them to hell, damnation.
Well, here's the thing that anybody want to talk about. And I had this realization maybe a year or two ago. God sees everywhere. He's everywhere all the time. And a lot of people who are saying this stuff, y'all doing other stuff, y'all just not talking about it.
Well, yeah, Dr. Hope just said, your bones start shaking in the closet when so it's just a mechanism to. So we find out that a lot of the pastors, a lot of the Republicans that are against a lot of the they're all deep into it themselves. So,
well, I had someone who was interested in dating me, and they were like, "Well, you just wanted to be all out on display." I said, "I don't want to be out on display." I said, "I can't. I'm not going to live a lie, though."
Yeah.
Well, why do people need to know? I said, "Nobody needs to know, but if Jesus knows."
Right.
And because he know what I really like. He knows stuff I like that I ain't even told you that you don't
he
even
know. When you were born, before you were born, but you was gonna lie. Yeah.
So if he know, then who are we hiding and pretending for?
Yeah.
But I'll say this and I'll move on. The world is changing.
Yeah.
And there are, like in London, it's not like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because it's such a multicultural place. There's so many different religions and people cramped into one small space. But I think the world is changing. And these young people, these like little young kids, these little young white kids, they don't, the job I worked for, the sunglass company Gooder, a lot of them were heterosexual, straight white people. And they were like, "Oh yeah, I don't go to church. I don't do people who are homophobic and all that. I don't do that."
Right.
And they were heterosexual. They were, so I think the world is changing.
They were not on some agenda. They were just like, listen, I'm not going to be associated with people who demonize other people.
Yeah, period.
And disrespect other people. I'm just not going to be associated with you. Sorry.
Period.
Not going to your church. Not going.
And I think there's hope because these young people, they're not having it.
Yeah. So Angels and Queens, is that the latest release from Gabriels?
So we split our album in two. The rest of it comes out July 7th.
Okay.
Please pre-save it on Apple Music. Download it, buy the vinyl, buy all of it. Hub City all day. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Please purchase it. I actually have another song with a young lady named the Blessed Madonna. I haven't told anybody yet, but it comes out on my birthday.
And when is your birthday?
June 23rd.
So you're a Gemini as well, right?
I'm a Cancer.
Oh, you slipped. See, I'm 18th. My birthday's on the 18th.
Gotta watch you Geminis, y'all.
You gotta watch us. Like Ty said, we'll slice your throat and then go to the funeral and walk with the family. Woo! And have the audacity to cry.
My Lord. And you probably really feel bad. You probably really sad. That's how crazy. That's how off your eyes.
We feel bad. Yeah, we feel bad. You know.
But I think yeah. So that's what we're doing. The rest of the album comes out and we wanted to do well. We'll start working on our second album, and I'll be doing more features with some other folks, and I'm just really
love
thankful.
that one you have with Ashley. How did you? Is it Sade or Ashley Said?
Ashley Sade. Yes, Sade.
That's a good one. I like that one.
That was the first song. That was the song that was in the Prada commercial, and we wrote it in like maybe 5 or 10 minutes. We wrote it really quickly. Yeah.
I tell you, when I went to Hollywood Forever. Is that what it's called in Hollywood?
Yeah, the cemetery.
And the cemetery, y'all. I'm out here. Let me tell you what, me and my friend Lamont, we done parked in the cemetery, deep in the cemetery to find a parking space to go to Jacob and the Gabriels show. I said, this ain't nothing but some white people shit. I don't understand what the hell. We are walking in this cemetery to go into this building to listen to the Gabriel. But let me tell you, we stood in that line. Then white. It was a lot of just not even white. It was just. I love the fact that everyone is embracing your music, and they were standing in line and waiting to get in there. And when I got in there and you guys, that show was phenomenal. It really was.
And that was rough because we had switched, I think we switched bands and we switched singers. So I think we pulled it together in like 2 days and we had just got back. We are doing a show in LA at the Ford, which is like a mini version of Hollywood Bowl. I think it's 2,000 seats. And it's right down the street from Hollywood Bowl. So if you are in LA, maybe I'll give out some tickets or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give Thais a ticket or two if you guys are in LA. It'll be a great show. It's going to be quite a crazy year. We're doing.
That's what I'm not doing is watching no movie in that.
Oh, they do, and the movie is outside. The movie is outside with the graves.
Oh, no. Mm-mm.
My mom said, she's my mom. I told her, she said, my mom is not coming to no cemetery.
No. I did not see any older African American women there.
They're not coming. The people at my church, it was like, oh yeah, we cemetery, and we had just got out of COVID. Nah.
Yeah, we were just getting out of COVID. I remember that because we had to show our vaccinations and everything. That it took a while. Yeah, that was crazy. But I said nobody but freaking Jacob Lusk would have us over here in the cemetery. About to hear him.
I tried not to do the cemetery, but CAA, we were rep by CAA. Shout out to the folks in CAA. They were like, yeah, it's going to be really great.
We're going to come. Ty, you got to tell us when the date is. So Ty, I'm going to come.
The show in LA is August 12th, I believe. 11,
oh my God, so 12 in LA, 13th in San Francisco.
That sounds right, yes. They were talking about adding another show in LA, but I don't know if we will or not.
Okay. Just before, I don't want to keep you long. I know you are in London and you got some singers there. Y'all need to do
They left.
thing.
Oh, they left.
Oh, they left. They got tired of us.
They were like, bye.
They're like, we're done. But I know it's what? 12:11 a.m. there in London right now. So I definitely appreciate. And for all of before we, I want everyone to continue to hit like. And if you would like to contribute to the channel, the Cash App is there. We also have Super Chat and some other ways to contribute. So we want to support the St. James Show, okay? But before we get out, let me just let's do just.
Oh, I think what are we about to do?
Catacombs, blacks and surrounding. Catacombs, blacks and surrounding. Even in the valley, the rod and stuff they comforted. It's rushing through my veins, moving faster than a hurricane. Moving faster than a hurricane. We lost it in the fire. Love and hate at a different time.
That's enough. I want y'all to go to here. We are streaming at the bottom here. There is GabrielsOfficial.com. You can go there and check out the music, and you're also on all the platforms, right? Music platforms. Gabriels.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on the show, and thanks for your support. It means a lot.
I appreciate you. What he said. That background is amazing. Did you have a lot to do with that? The arrangement?
Of the vocals, the sound, yes. So I was ready to go when we recorded the song, and on the regular record, it's all my vocals. I'm doing all the parts. On the backgrounds, we have different singers. We had 6 girls. One of the girls, she was on making his band, Jayla Sims, Claudia Cunningham, Corday Turner. Corday used to sing with the Kirk Carr Singers, actually, I believe.
Oh, okay.
One of the originals. It was great. I did the choreography because I had to just do what I had to do.
Yeah.
And
I see it. Yeah.
We have a really great team. I'm really, really, really grateful.
I like the fact that you do have the gospel background, music background, the Black church Pentecostal experience, which we are way more charismatic and energetic when it comes to worship. So you have taken all of that and put it on that stage with the Gabriels, and every stage that you're going to, because I believe you have some other great things coming up the pike for yourself as well.
Oh yeah, we're even just before the summer is over, we're doing Montreux Jazz. We're just doing a lot.
Yeah, I just love the way somebody says they love Kyrie says.
Jayla is actually on her way here now. She can tell her business. She missed her flight. She's on her way here. She's on her way. She's on her way to London. She's on an airplane right now.
Wow.
On her way here. She's amazing. She's a person who's always kind of supported me and been in my corner. So it's great that she's here with us. And it's even just great and not that I'm so big and bad, but to be able to employ people and pay people.
Yeah.
We have 15 people that travel with us.
That's great.
It's a lot of money, but we give God praise. I'm just thankful. I've went from the lender to being able to, hire some
from the
people.
borrower to the lender.
Yeah, from the borrower. Yeah, so I'm grateful. I ain't really borrow no money. I ain't that kind. I'm the kind I eat. Let me tell you, you go buy you a loaf of bread and some lunch meat
and make it happen, make it work.
And you eat you sandwiches. You eat you sandwiches for a whole week. Get you a jug of orange juice or apple juice and a couple big bags of chips. You can eat sandwiches for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a week or two.
Yes,
I don't have to do it. I don't have to do it no more. We give God praise. But
before we get out of here, a chair is still a chair, even when there's no one sitting there.
No one sitting there, but a chair is not a house, and the house is not a home. We're in the wrong key. We got to chair is still a chair, even when there's no one sitting there. No one sitting there, but a chair is not a house, and the house is not a home with the two are far apart, and one of us has a broken. I messed up the words, but
who cares?
It's been a long time.
Who cares? The sound was even better. So thank you again, Jacob. Oh, thank you so much, Kimberly, for your super chat. Appreciate you. But thank you so much, Jacob. I look forward to you're gonna have me in LA and San Francisco. Oh man, because I'm telling you, if you get a chance, any of you get a chance to go to one of the Gabriel show with Jacob, you definitely want to pay whatever they're asking to go check it out. Again, Angels and Queens available on all streaming. We have the Gabriel streaming at the bottom, GabrielsOfficial.com. And they're also on YouTube as well. So definitely on YouTube. Thank you so much, Jacob. Go get some rest.
Have an incredible night. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right.
Cheers.
Did you guys enjoy Mr. Jacob Lusk? I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. All of you LLE, thank you, Dr. Holt. And so what's about to I need some Moscato. Yes. What you talking about, Kyrie? Oh, just every now and then. I like I'm moist. All right, y'all. Appreciate you. You have been a great blessing to the St. James Show. Again, if you feel so ever moved, I would love for you to join the channel by becoming a monthly member. You can hit join in the description box, and also on the regular channel, you can click join. Thank you so much, man. You gotta do some taping when he's in Chicago, so we can put some clips up. Thank you so much. Man, Chicago, I love Chicago. I love it. So yeah, let's get out of here. Let me see. Maybe I'll play something on our way out. All right. Show. Appreciate you. We are going to get out of here, and streets full of fun. That is funny. Whatever that means. All right. Thanks again for being a blessing to the St. James Show. Appreciate you. Have a great evening.